Hello, in this video I'd like to cover an overview of WorkZone and how you can drag and drop external files into WorkZone and profile them into Worldox. So right here is WorkZone, and it'll be showed up on your desktop. If you right click on it, a menu will pop up where you have the option to set it as always on top, or if you click on it here, it'll keep WorkZone in the background, so if you open up another application full screen, you won't see it. If you leave it always on top, then let's say you open up Word or Excel or Outlook or another application, you'll always see this on top. And then your appearance, you can change the color if you want, and you can also go to small, medium, or large. Right now I have it at the medium size. Now if I double click on WorkZone, it's just going to open up the Worldox file list interface and let you have access to all your Worldox files and documents. But another thing you can do with WorkZone is you can introduce external documents and profile and save them into Worldox. So here I have a document that I created outside of Worldox, and now I want to get this into Worldox. I can simply drag it and drop it into WorkZone, and then Worldox will pop up with my save screen. I'm going to save this to a matter that I'm currently working on, so I'm just going to select that from my favorite matters list. And now I've saved that file into WorkZone. Now a couple notes about using WorkZone is one, it does not support the dragging and dropping of folders. So here I have a folder where I have a number of files in it and a subfolder. I cannot take and drag and drop this into WorkZone. That's not going to work. It only supports the dragging and dropping of files, and you're limited to 10 or fewer files in a single drag. So you can't like grab 15 or 20 or 50 files and drag and drop them into WorkZone. That's not going to work. It has a limit of 10. Another thing is when you drag and drop multiple files, they need to be for the same metadata fields that you're going to fill in on the save, because you're not going to receive individual pop-ups for each document. So for example, if these three documents are for the same client and the same matter, and I want to have the same author and typist codes and the same doc type code, I could take all three of these files, drag them and drop them into WorkZone. It's just going to pop up one screen. So I'm not going to see three separate save screens. At this point, I choose the client and the matter. Choose the doc type that I'm going to use. Click OK. If I wanted to add comments saying that these came from an external source or some other information, I could do this. And then these comments will go on all three of these documents. Now the documents will retain their long Windows file name as their Worldox description within the document. So if I go ahead and click OK, it's now saved those three. If I hit the drop down, it shows me the document numbers, the descriptive name of the documents, and that they were saved in WorkZone. So once again, it's for dragging and dropping of files, no more than 10 files at a time. And if you're doing multiple files, you want them for the same metadata. Another thing I'll caution you against using WorkZone for is dragging and dropping Outlook emails. If you need to profile emails into Worldox, you want to save emails into Worldox, use the built-in integration with an Outlook that we supply rather than using WorkZone. Because when you use WorkZone and you drag and drop to that, it sets the Worldox date timestamps to when you actually drag and drop the files to save them into Worldoxes rather than using the Outlook date. So just avoid dragging and dropping emails into WorkZone. Now if I double click on WorkZone, it'll open up the file list. And as you can see, I've got my files that I just dragged and dropped in right here and set those up. So let's save them. Okay, so that's what I wanted to cover, is just a quick overview of WorkZone and how you can introduce files into WorkZone and save them in Worldox by just using that drag and drop feature.